This presentation is on laws of exponents. We're going to start with an easy one first. X cubed times x squared. X cubed means that there are x times itself 3 times, times x squared, which means x times itself twice. In total, it would be x to the 5th power because it's x times itself 5 times. That brings us to law number 1. When multiplying exponents with the same base, you add the exponents. So for the example we just had, we had x cubed times x squared. If I add the exponent 3 and the exponent 2, I get x to the 5th power. Let's try another one. If I have y to the 7th power times y to the 25th power, I'm not going to want to expand that. I'm just going to add the exponents. I have 7 and 25, so I'm going to have y to the 32nd power. Another case that we might have is the quantity of x cubed squared. What that means is x cubed times x cubed. If we were to expand that, x times x times x for the first part, and x times x times x for the second part, I count all my x's and I have x to the 6th power. Not too hard when it's only squared or cubed, but if it was anything bigger, that'd be really hard to do. So this leads us to law number 2. Law number 2 is when raising a power to a power, you multiply the exponents. So in the case we just had, we had x cubed squared. So if I take 3 times 2, I'm going to get x to the 6th power. Let's try one that would be a little more difficult. If I have y to the 5th power quantity raised to the 22nd power, I would have to take 5 times 22 to get y to the 110th power. Another case that might come up would be dividing exponents with the same base. So for this example, we have x to the 5th power over x to the 3rd power. So if I have x to the 5th power, that means that I have x times itself 5 times, and x to the 3rd power is 3 times. We cross them out because that's 1, and I am left with x to the 2nd power on top. This leads us to the 3rd law. The 3rd law states that when dividing terms, subtract the exponents. So we had x to the 5th over x to the 3rd. So we're going to take the exponent 5 minus 3, and we get 2. So it would be x squared. If we had y to the 25th power over y to the 3rd power, we would take the 25 minus the 3 and get y to the 22nd power. It's now your turn to try some. X to the 4th power times x to the 22nd power. Law number 2, the quantity of y squared raised to the 33rd power. And law 3, a to the 10th power divided by a squared. In a later video, there will be some more complex problems and a combination of different ones all at the same time.